It's another good movie, Holy Man with Eddie Murphy. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host and DM, JC, here with these three nerds, because, math is hard. The man on the ones and twos pointing at me this morning with the... What shirt is that? Looks like a brewer shirt?
It is. It's like an old school Brewers.
Hells yeah. Excellent. Milwaukee Brewers. That is a Tom M. Norman playing Aronan this morning. How you doing?
I wear pants.
You wear pants for the stream?
I wear pants.
I wear shorts, typically.
It can't all be winners.
No, that voice you hear is one Ryan Krixis Kukta in the Green Bay Packers gear this morning.
Yeah, representing from Florida today.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
See how that goes.
I was going to say your surroundings look slightly different.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to be on the patio, but this morning when I was trying to do setup, it was like 54 degrees. I'm like...
In Florida?
No, thanks. Yeah, well, this morning. It'll be in the 70s, but...
It's 46 here right now, so...
Better.
Yeah.
And that last man, sitting in the Lazy Dragon Tavern, is the legend, the lore master, the Lazy Dragon himself, the limerick maker, Jeff Doc Williams.
You'll have to let me know if everything's getting a little choppy for me over here, so let me know if I sound funny.
The Cold Shower King. I forgot to add that one.
Yeah, you always sound funny.
That was fun.
Yeah, water heaters suck.
So,
do you have a recap, Jeff?
I do have a recap. And let me pull this up too. All right. Started off with Doc going crazy, attacking his friends, and them doing their best to stop him. It involved at least two tackles and one missed tackle, 3 hold persons that failed, a set of manacles that he busted out of, and finally was taken down by a thunder wave. And then locked in a room where the effects wore off. After that, the crew decided to do the test of isolation, where they were stuck guarding an empty camp for a number of days. After some special cookies and figuring out that they had a supply of wine and honey, Doc disappeared. And then after a few more days, Valine disappeared, and after Aronan disappeared, then the tribe returned. That was the camp that we were guarding, and Krixis greeted them, and for some reason they had everyone in tow, except Doc seemed to be missing, but Ellie was along, which was actually Doc in disguise, and he was playing tricks based on his new curse. So both Doc and Aronan got new curses, but Doc's old curse with the axe was taken care of, thankfully, due to Krixis' clerical abilities.
Note, those are forms of madness, not necessarily curses.
Okay. And ending the episode, starting the test of endurance, the 4th and hopefully final test, where there was a camp full of barbarians packing up, and when they saw us in our oral snowflakes sims floating above our heads, they said, "Be gone." They're not happy to see us.
Yep.
So
he calls out to you guys, "We shall not lie down and die for your pleasure, emissaries of Oral. Be gone."
So here's your limerick for the week. Tending to Aronan's hallucinations and curing Doc's axe situation. When it comes to survival, Krixis has no true rival, thus winning the test of isolation.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So you're seeing this camp packing up, and the supposed leader of this camp has yelled for you guys to be gone, emissaries of Oral. You all have the snowflakes above your head, as you always have. What would you like to do?
Well, so were they looking menacing? Like, were they looking like they're ready to
They don't look like the most of the camp is just is packing up to move. So,
I'm gonna throw my hands up in the air and say, "We come in peace. We are looking for adventure."
the guy that yelled at you initially approaches you rather quickly. He says, "We do not want any trouble.
Nor do
Either
we.
you help or you leave."
We shall help. What are we helping?
We're following the elk tribe. The elk, we are the elk tribe. We're following the reindeer herd north. We must pack quickly and move, following them.
All right.
Let's
do
help.
this. Let's do this.
Okay, so you guys start lending a hand. Some of the tribe members are kind of tentative, seeing the snowflake above your head at first, but when they realize you're helping pack up and expedite their travel, they are very... they warm up to you rather quickly. Everything gets packed up, and you guys start on a journey. The snow and the wind is blowing. It never really cleared from your initial transportation that the snow and the wind blows. They pack up dog sleds. They find room for you guys on some of the dog sleds, and you start moving along with the tribe. The first 8 hours are about what you would expect. It's the typical windy, blowy storm. Your cold weather clothing is holding out. As you get near hour 7, the snow and stuff is kind of crusted on your gloves, and the heat of your body is warming up the inside, and there's a constant dampness to your gloves and the rest of your body as you start to chill, and the wind is not helping. It seems to be finding its way into the nooks and crannies of your cold weather gear, biting at the back of your neck and at your waist, around your boots, your ankles, and your wrists. I need you all, as you go through hour 9 of the travel. Yes, Krixis?
Just to remember, Krixis has the Ring of Warmth, so he is likely to be comfortable, unless this is some sort of magical event.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. And that's shocking to you, because you've kind of relied on this for a while.
Yep,
okay. Let's see, what else do you guys have that would be... Is there anything else that you guys have that is magical that you rely on regularly? For just passively? Like for eyesight or anything? Your magical... Basically, as you go through any items you have that have magical properties seem to have stopped working when during the course of this day. You realize this pretty early on with the Ring of Warmth. There has just been a comfort with that Ring of Warmth. You realize that wasn't going early on in this trip. At hour 9, it really starts to become a hindrance to you guys, and I need you to make Constitution saving throws as the wind picks up.
Oh, natty 1 for 3.
4 for 5.
Sorry, guys. I'm out.
19.
Doc, you pass. Krixis and Aronan, you take a level of exhaustion as this trip is starting to wear on you. So in your conditions block, if you conditions, you go down to the bottom, there's exhaustion. You can add 1 level. Thankfully, you are on a dog sled, so the level does not... Oh, come on. That's the half movement, I believe, is the level 1.
I think the first...
Or no, that's the disadvantage. That's disadvantage on ability checks. Level 2 is half movement. The wind picks up. At one point, you do hear like winter lightning, thunder in the distance. You hear thunder in the distance, not lightning. But you see the sky light up in places.
With the appropriate amount of cookie, maybe you can hear like.
Yeah.
So Doc would test the. He would want to make it, because he thinks everything's funny. He would want to make it look like he's warmer, so he would try to use the hat of disguise to make it look like he has more layers on.
And nothing. Happens.
So Doc would recognize that.
Yeah.
Weird.
And as the 10th hour goes by and the wind has shifted into a headwind blasting straight at your face, and you head down, just the snow ripping at your nose and at the clothes, your scarves and stuff whipping behind your neck, kind of pulling on your neck a little bit. I need another Constitution saving throw.
Krixis, get it together.
11.
11.
16.
And Doc, you pass it again. Krixis and Aronan, you take another level of exhaustion.
Damn it.
Now you're at half movement speed. The snow is not letting up. In fact, it almost seems like it's getting worse as you are now heading uphill, and the snow is blowing over the top of this drift down directly at you, carrying the snow right with it. At times, it's so frozen, the pack beneath you is so frozen that the dog sleds are like tipping to the side, and you got to hang on tight to keep yourself on there, and it's starting to take a toll on your shoulders and your arms and your legs as you try and balance through things. I need another Constitution saving throw as you finish your 11th hour.
So glad I have a
journey.
+7 on this.
14?
Come on.
8.
I hope that's good enough, because I also got a 14.
Krixis, you take another level of exhaustion as you move on. Doc and Aronan.
I'm leveling out. I'm getting better as the time goes on. It's a marathon, not a race. Or it's a marathon, not a sprint.
The dogs start heading down the hill on the back side of it, and there's a point where one of the sleds peels out, and you kind of push everyone off the trail, and you have to get a dog sled righted heading down the hill. It's clearly the storm is weighing on them as well. After getting everything righted and going again, you're still into a headwind, heading straight across the plain. You can't see much more than 60 feet in front of you. It's growing very tiresome, especially you, Krixis. You're really feeling the storm as it is still pelting you with everything it can. At the end of the 12th hour, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
I'll tell you, reindeer cannot be this delicious that this is worth it.
How's Valine looking?
This is the test of endurance. Oh yeah, Valine. I forgot about Valine. Let's give her some rolls.
21 for me.
Steadily going down to 11.
Whoopity whoop.
Let's see. Just hold your
Since
numbers.
I'm rolling,
I'm rolling out
Yeah.
Valine's quick. Okay. Excuse me.
rolling at disadvantage is not advantageous.
No. Once you got that first level, it's difficult. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the third level is disadvantage on saving throws.
Which is where I'm at, by the way.
Yeah.
So she's got one level of exhaustion right now. She seems to be weathering it fairly well.
And I rolled a 3, so that's another level.
That's another level. That's your 4th level.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Your hit point maximum is halved.
Someone yells out, "How much longer is this trip gonna be?" And the leader is like, "When we get there, when the herd stops, we'll stop." There's some frustration. You notice some of the people in the tribe themselves are starting to get very exhausted. One of the children fell off a sled earlier, and they picked him up and set him in the sled and actually kind of bound him to the sled so he wouldn't fall off again.
With saran wrap?
Maybe. They don't know what saran wrap is. I'm sure it was with some rope, but they don't have a gun either.
My
See
pre-show,
pre-show if you're wondering what that conversation's about.
Yep.
You move on, and your mind is starting to wonder the same thing. For sure, Krixis, for sure, you gotta be thinking to yourself, this has gotta be over soon. At the end of the 13th hour, I need another Constitution saving throw.
Can I actually cast Bless? If Krixis tries it, does anything happen?
No, you try it, nothing happens. It's almost as if magic does not exist here, or is being prevented.
There we go.
11.
23.
Aronan, you take another point of exhaustion. So you're at 2 or 3?
I just got 3.
You're at 3. And Krixis, you get to your 5th level of exhaustion.
True.
Speed is reduced to 0.
It's a good thing you're sitting on and this Krixis, you actually fall off your sled at this point, and they give you a similar treatment to this child. Your body just seems to have given up. You're conscious, but you are almost paralyzed. It almost seems like you can't move your body very well, and you can't function properly. You just want your warmth back.
You're used to that ring of warmth.
Yeah, and that
Lost all hardiness.
That is really weighing on your mind right now, and you start questioning whether or not you're going to live through this. You're at that point, like, your body's shutting down around you, and that mindset of, God, if magic can't save me and the ring can't save me, will I live? Will I get beyond will I survive this trip? I need the rest of you to make the last Constitution saving throw from the 14th hour. Actually, all of you. Krixis, you as well.
I can be good
Last
at this.
Constitution saving throw.
Dirty 20.
Not good at this. 5.
All right, you take you take another point of. You failed, Krixis. It was close. It was close. Those are good rolls to get you at 14. At that point. Aronan, you would also take a point of exhaustion, you and Krixis. But you pull up alongside a wood line, and in the woods you can see the deer, the reindeer that you were chasing in the wood line, resting, having found a quote-unquote shelter to break the wind.
So I'm in the 6th level of exhaustion is death.
The 6th level of exhaustion is death?
Yeah.
Fact.
Krixis, your mind passes. Krixis kind of slumps forward, and there's no recognition from him in that moment. Doc and Aronan.
I'm at level 4, so what does that mean for me? I am...
So you have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws. Your speed is halved, and your hit point max is halved.
So I would...
You should see my screen. There's a ridiculous little man with 2 X's on his eyes.
I would crawl over to Krixis, give him the old slappy slap in the face, and say, "Come! The adventure's only beginning."
A truly evil DM would make those critical hits.
Oh, Jesus.
And failed death saving throws.
And my hit points maximum is halved.
Yeah.
Don't die!
You smack him up, and he doesn't seem to respond at all. His body just lays there. It seems to be getting cold.
I have a potion of healing. Would I think that the combination of he's not breathing and the magic doesn't seem to be functioning well, I don't know if I'd even try it, but...
Well, would you?
Are potions of healing considered magic?
I mean, quite honestly, Doc, I think you would find this absolutely hilarious that he froze to death. I mean, this is a very serious situation.
I suppose. Then the more serious, the
And
funnier
the more
I find
serious,
it.
the funnier you find it. So, I mean, like,
Okay, so well, yeah. Then I suppose, ignoring the pragmatism of keeping potions of healing, I think it would be funny to shove the potion of healing in his mouth. So
Okay.
I think I would do it.
you shove the potion of healing in his mouth. While you guys are working with investigating Krixis and stuff, the other members of the tribe have very quickly set up camp, set up a fire. They're putting tents up and stuff, and
As a
in
side
the
note,
Yeah.
and this is completely whatever. Genius, I think if you were gonna think it was really funny, you would flip him over onto his stomach and make him butt chug it, thinking it would get into his system faster.
Hmm.
do,
Yeah.
do-
I don't think Doc would think
not
that.
not for the first time. I find myself questioning the anatomy of Dragonborn,
Oh, that's right. He's not a.
or not. He's a
Tiefling,
tiefling.
He's
yeah.
a tiefling.
Tiefling. I keep thinking
But
of
I'll
Dragonborn
say
for
this.
some reason.
I'll say this. It really would. If I come away with this with frostbite on my ass, I'm coming after you.
So you pour the potion in the mouth, laughing the whole time, going, I'll just save him. It's fine. This is great.
It's a good party trick.
Yeah. And as the camp sets up and the fires start going, Aronan, at one point you glance up from him, trying to fear of losing your friend. Mildly annoyed that Doc is just not taking this seriously at all. You kind of look up to the camp to see if anyone is willing to help and realize that the camp is set up pretty well. And in that moment, you place your hand on Krixis, and he just kind of, like, like Marvel snaps, like, kind of into snowflakes away. And then you kind of look at your own hand, and you, same thing, you into snowflakes away, and you turn and look at Doc as you kind of disappear.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
That's exactly, you beat me to it. Thank you. Take inspiration if you don't have it. And then Doc, you roll away too at the same thing, and you guys all appear in room G17 on the map. Krixis coughing.
Am I laying there with? Is there a potion of healing in my ass, or what's happening?
No, it's in your mouth. The bottle's in your mouth. You wake up with this bottle in your mouth. Doc, go ahead and roll the potion of healing.
Okay. Oh, I deleted it already. I missed. It was a regular one, so I think that's 2d4
2d4 plus 4.
plus 4, or plus 2, right? So
Or,
there's
yeah,
two of them?
2d4 plus 2. Yes, 2d4 plus 2.
Well, that seems pretty good. So 9.
9. All right, so you get 9 hit points back. Krixis.
So what is my level of exhaustion now?
Extreme. You're 5. 6 is dead, so you're at 5.
Got
Because
it.
someone saved you, but you guys are frozen and cold and exhausted and laying on the floor in here. Everything about these tests when you've gone, they haven't been dreams. They've been very, very real events in very, very real places to you. And you feel the effects of them when you come back. So what would you like to do? You are laying on the floor.
With the levels of exhaustion, I feel like, and how cold we are, I think we're gonna try to get whatever we can and start a fire.
Yeah, we need a long rest.
There's a walrus in the other room. Could Luke Skywalker him and shove Krixis inside.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Now is magic working then?
Yep.
Now?
Things
Okay.
seem to be moving back.
So
into normal.
at least the Ring of Warmth is doing something.
Yep. Starting to warm them up.
I'm still real tired.
Mm-hmm. You guys are all very, very tired. Where is... Let me find... She's Oh, don't scroll that. Scroll this, please. No,
I don't have anything. I mean, other than a torch that burns. So we're gonna have to find something to burn.
She's not in the truck.
I mean, kind of a joke, but I could burn my cold weather clothing.
Doc would think that's hilarious. Doc actually thinks this whole thing is actually pretty damn funny still. The Valine.
So, Doc, with nothing else to do and just thinking it's funny, is going to use his hat of disguise to make his face look like Krixis' face to show him how pale and white he is right now.
Valine says, just wait right here. And she starts casting a spell. As you stay in this room, it takes her about a minute to cast it. She's chanting some stuff and adding, there's some hand motions. And she has, hang on a minute, where is it? She's using something. She's got a small little crystal bead that she's using, and she's kind of, it almost looks like sleight of hand magic as she's making it disappear and movements around, and it shows up in different spots as she's casting this. She's focusing, and suddenly there is a bubble that expands from her in a 10-foot radius, and it becomes very warm.
Sounds nice.
I would go and cuddle up next to Krixis.
She casts Leomin's tiny hut. It is temperature controlled. It is a dome. She has chosen the 4 of you. You can move freely outside of it if you like. Nothing can come in. And she explains this all to you. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through it. And the atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. Until the spell ends, she can change the brightness of the interior of it. The dome is opaque from the outside of any color she chooses. She made it white to kind of match the room and stuff. But you are safe and hidden and warm for the next 8 hours.
We're not in any danger of the walrus sliding through and bowling
Nope,
pinning
it
us?
would bump up against it and it would hold. The magic would hold it back. Nothing can come through that she doesn't want to come through.
All right.
And
Sounds
she
delightful.
said just the 4 of you.
That does sound delightful, to be honest.
Well, since Krixis' speed is 0 and I don't feel like pushing him around, well, actually I kind of do, but I'll drag him into the tent, but kind of give him like that when you like put someone in a blanket and kind of swing him around. I'll kind of do that with his feet and swing him into it while he's rotating.
She cast it around you guys. The room that you're in isn't much bigger than this dome. So she kind of cast it and it went and pushed out beyond you guys. So you're all hanging out in this room.
Cool.
Nice and toasty warm.
Krixis is going to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long
All
rest.
right. I want to test one cork before we go to sleep.
Okie dokie. I should have known I needed my cork chart up. I'm playing with Jeff. If I give him a toy, he's got to play with it.
Krixis, pick a color.
Don't forget to soak the cork.
You got dark green, light blue, white, cork colored, amber, and orange. What do you want, Krixis? Pick one.
Or amber.
Amber. Pull the cork on that and beer. Just ale flows out of there freely. It's just a golden, dark golden lager.
That sounds like a good plan. Probably not good for the cold or the healing, but good for sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pass it around if anybody wants some.
Yeah. So I'll have some beers, some brews.
And then
I would 100% take a couple large chugs of that.
Oh, for sure.
and when we get to the point where everybody's ready to like fall asleep from it, and if there's any left, Doc will go over in the corner and stand sideways and pour it so it looks like he's peeing, but it's the jug.
And laughing the whole time.
Yep.
That's a
Yep.
Doc thing or that's a Jeff thing?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So you go ahead, take a long rest. A long rest cures 1 level of exhaustion. So that
Yeah.
puts you at 3 then, Aronan, and Krixis at 4.
Correct.
Yeah. Did Valine have more than one in the
Nope,
end?
she had the 1. So she is fine now.
Are
She
you fine,
looks
Doc?
at you guys.
How many did you have, Doc?
I had just the one. I rolled really well, except for the third one,
She looks at you guys
or
and,
fourth
and
one.
can clearly tell you're not in your prime shape. I'm wondering if she has anything.
Can
She looks at Doc at one point and says, "Don't worry, if they die, I can use their bodies. We'll bring them back up. They can fight for us still."
like your kobolds?
She's
Kind of, yeah,
She had a couple of undead kobolds when we
Yeah.
met her.
a little bit like that. Yeah.
Valine,
So what-
you keep that magic off me.
Krixis, do you have? I don't know if you do, because you'd be able to speed this up with spell slots if you had a restoration of some kind.
Greater Restoration is still above us.
Oh, it's greater.
Yeah, I think it's 9th level.
Would a potion of healing get rid of a level of exhaustion?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what did I do here? Yeah, it's. Krixis, I'm actually going to say, because this was cold induced and you have the Ring of Warmth, it takes 2 levels away from you.
Alright, that's reasonable.
That makes sense to me. Now
What
I'll
about
just speed this
cookies?
up.
Would a cookie get rid of a level of exhaustion?
Depends on how well you roll.
You may, yeah. You may put yourself back, possibly. Or in the absolute worst cases, think you have more, but you're actually fine. Who knows?
All right, while they're convalescing, I think Doc would probably wander over to the door we haven't done yet and just kind of like inspect it, but knowing that he's probably not going further than the doorway.
So you're
So
gonna
down
go
to
walk to G20.
G20, yeah, and just see what's there.
Um,
Because he's bored and it's not funny sitting and watching these bums.
is- Let's see. You go to G20 and it's there's a door set in the far wall, and flanking the door are 2 bas reliefs of male frost giants. They've been completely defaced, like their faces have been completely chipped away so that you can't see them at all. And there are newer carvings above the door of these glowering heads, one of a owl, one of a wolf, and one of a goat, just sitting over the arc of the door, just glowering down at you.
Sounds like a
Made
bad
out
joke.
of ice.
An owl, a wolf, and a goat walk into a bar.
Mm-hmm.
The horse says, "Why the long face?" I don't know, I made that up.
I was gonna say the owl,
No,
the
you
wolf, and the
didn't.
goat walk into the bar and are permanently affixed to the wall. I don't know.
Oh, no, it just didn't work for me.
Do you enter
Okay.
that room? Do you push on that door?
I guess you just kind of push on the door and see if it's one of the like really hard to get through doors or if it's an easier door.
Make a strength check.
I suppose I can get rid of the wind sound effects, huh?
21.
You push the door open like it's nothing. You just push it open.
All right.
This reveals a second room.
I will not cross the threshold, but I will look in.
Okay. So you look in, and it is it's in the room. I'm trying to make sense of this. This doesn't make sense how I'm reading this.
I like the music transition though. That was solid.
Yeah.
Just so you don't transition to the one that we had 2 weeks ago. That was too creepy for.
Oh, that's
For an
coming up
entire
next week.
session.
Don't worry about it.
There's a voice that you hear that comes from the other room. It says, "The way is shut to all but those who pass the tests of cruelty, endurance, isolation, and preservation." I'm sorry, that voice would ring out in G20.
Okay.
This is confusing the way this is written.
I would go and join Doc because my goal is to be the best adventurer, so I'm going to go adventure.
Valine looks at you, Krixis, and says, "Do you want to go with them? I can help you. I know you're going to walk rather slowly right now, and you don't look the best."
I'm pretty sure I'm slow too.
Krixis will amble with Valine.
Okay, so you guys end up over there. And you hear... Let me back this up, Doc. You didn't push a door open. I gotta
Sure.
I'm sorry, because this... the way it's written is goofy. It doesn't account for all the rooms. Because it says you enter a room, but it's still the big room. G20, technically. At G20 is where that voice rings out. You guys walk up to Doc just as you're hearing this voice that said, "This way is shut to all those who pass... is shut to all but those who pass the tests of cruelty, endurance, isolation, and preservation." And the door on its own swings open.
Oh, we did something right.
You guys want to move forward at exhaustion levels?
I mean, how else do we get rid of exhaustion other than sitting around
Sleeping
for
again?
the next
Yeah,
16, 24 hours?
correct.
Well, it would take 2 levels off of... How many? You need 24 hours? You have 3 levels right now, Aronan?
I believe that is correct.
And Krixis has 3 levels.
But I mean, if I get down to 1, I'm fine. It's just
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys could... Well, if you... Over 16 hours, if you took the ring and gave it to him after the first one, theoretically, it'd be
Yeah, that would
16
only be-
hours.
Yeah.
ring is special to Krixis, and he probably would.
It wouldn't do that.
unlikely to
It
do
wouldn't.
that.
Nope,
Yeah.
that is very, very true.
Give it
I
to
mean,
the thief willingly.
Half speed and disadvantage on ability checks sucks, but disadvantage on saving throws and attack rolls, that it would be nice to clear that one off.
Yep.
So maybe can she set up the tent here?
Yeah, she'll set up another one, if you ask her. Yeah, we can rest before going on. I was wondering why we went out in the first place. So she sets up the
Adventure.
bubble again.
Because I think it's funny.
And you end up resting for another 8 hours to clear the 3rd level of exhaustion. Krixis, you clear your 2nd and 3rd level. So you have 2 levels of exhaustion, Aronan, and Krixis has 1 level of exhaustion left. After 16 hours.
Doc's going to be too bored to do that. He's going to go play with the walrus for a while. Or maybe converse with Nass for a while about this. I think he's getting to the point where he's spent enough time with the voice in his head that he's trusting that she's right. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it plays out.
As you... Okay, a couple of things. You become really good friends with the walrus. He even at one point you're riding on his back as he's pushing you guys pushing around from side to side. And at some point from inside the hut, you guys hear both the walrus and Doc go, "Whee!" as they go sailing across the ice at one point.
That seems accurate.
Are you
Doc
trying to aim him down that hallway to run into the dome?
Yeah, and you do. You do a couple of times, and there's a boom outside. In fact, there's one time where there's a boom, and Doc comes flying in and lands in amongst the dome because he's allowed in. And he kind of gets up and brushes himself off and goes back out there, out to riding. After playing around with the walrus for a while, you do have a conversation with Nas, and Nas actually mentions that she believes you're getting very close. That the conical will is nearby, and that'd be very good if you can acquire that. Don't let Valine have it. If you see it, grab it. She's just very determined to make sure that you are the first person to have it. She said, hide it away, keep it from her until you get what you need, what you are looking for, and what you are trying to do. Otherwise, she's going to manipulate you guys to her own needs.
Who's got the crystal ball?
Doc took it.
Doc does. Doc has it in the bag. Krixis, in your recovery time, you have a small conversation with the gentleman in your head. And he mentions, he goes, I just need to find one more unique flower for my work.
Let me know, Janth, if you see anything of interest.
I will. I haven't. There's so much snow and ice, it's hard to see anything around here.
Not much alive.
No, not much at all. Maybe we can find something that thrives in this environment. Aronan, is there anything specific you're doing during this long rest?
I would just be studying my how-to book, my
Monk for Dummies. All right, so after the 8 hours, Doc playing around and stuff, and you guys resting, clearing those levels of exhaustion, the bubble goes away, and you're left with this door that's slightly ajar.
The door was ajar the whole time.
You gotta
Full of
loosen the lid.
jam.
Full of jam. Door jam.
Mm-hmm.
Yum.
All right.
What would you like to do?
I would forge on ahead. I would go right in.
Push open the door. Arranged in this room, there are 3 huge tablets of ice, about 10 feet tall, 7 feet wide, and a foot thick. They sit in upright stands that are also carved out of the ice. There's a script that has been chiseled into each surface of the 3 different tablets, and there's another door that stands in the middle of the far wall. On these 4 tablets are the tenets of Oral, written in common. And you read them, and first it says cruelty. Compassion makes you vulnerable. Let cruelty be the knife that keeps your enemies at bay. Endurance. Exist as long as you can, by whatever means you can. Only by enduring can you outlast your enemies. Isolation. In solitude, you can understand and harness your full potential. Depending on others, it makes you weak. Preservation. Every flake of snow is unique. Or preservation, sorry. Every flake of snow is unique. And that which is unique must be preserved.
Words to live by.
Doc, it all seems kind of funny to you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ravings of madness, is what this is.
Doc's reading through it a second time and changing some words to nonsense or change the context of the stuff.
Compassion makes you incorrigible. Let cruelty be the fork that keeps your enemies on your plate. Stuff like that.
Yep.
Exit as long as you can, by whatever means you can. Only by enduring can you overturn your enemies. In solitude, you can understand and harness your full member.
Parts are like snowflakes. Everyone is unique.
That's a show title.
After I said it, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a show title.
What would you guys like to do?
So there's just another door then?
It's just another door. Big ass ice door.
I'd like to investigate the room.
Yeah, I would search the room as well.
There is very little in the room. I don't even need you to make a roll. It's an icy room. You can see all the corners. There's nothing tucked away or snow stacked anywhere.
I would push on the tablets just to see, like, if they move or.
I need a
there's anything
strength check
special about
from
them.
you.
What's that?
I need a strength check from you as you push on the tablet.
I'm good at these.
Can I see what Valina's doing? Can I either...
I'm good at these. That one.
Nope, I got a 2 minus 1.
2 minus 1.
Oh,
There is a
2
little bit
minus 1.
lower.
You could go lower. It could have been a 0.
It could have been a 0.
You push on the tablet, it doesn't budge at all. What were you looking for?
I'm gonna kind of insight check Valina and just see what she looks like. If she looks intent or if she looks...
She looks very intent. In fact, she looks very focused and kind
It's a
of
9,
determined.
so...
Yeah, it's
Like, she's not getting distracted by by Doc's antics, I guess.
no. It's almost the same intensity you can read in her that you heard in Nas's voice. That she without really trying to hide it, she understands she's getting close.
Door?
Yeah.
All right. Do we think anybody didn't pass any of the any individual tests, or do we think that we survived and that's good enough? What do you think, guys?
I'm assuming that we wouldn't have been able to get in if we wouldn't have passed. Because I think we just needed one of us to pass, correct? So, we're good?
If the
Okay.
door looks open, we walk through it.
All
The
right.
door doesn't seem to be like locked or anything, but you need to push it open. So you need that strength check to push it open.
I will
I'll
push.
use my strength.
As you say, you can assist Doc. Probably would be the best idea. Maybe.
I would also push on
Oh.
Somebody else can do. I got an 8.
I'll assist Doc.
Go ahead, have
Okay.
advantage, Doc.
All right. Here's the second one. 16.
Yeah, pushing on the door is it's not going. It doesn't seem to be moving.
All right. Aronan, you seem to be the best, the brightest, and the strongest. Can you get this door open?
Well, I am the
As
best
he's
adventurer.
chuckling under his breath. Aronan, you're the best, and the smartest, and the strongest.
At advantage or not?
If
Sure,
it's-
yeah.
If it's a DC 20, you don't. I don't
Oh,
think you can even get it.
Yeah, you can't actually even get the door open. I remember how you were getting
Oh,
doors
yeah,
open
that's right.
before.
I did get a nat 20 for a 19.
I'll push on his back when he's doing that.
I will say that because it was a nat 20 for a 19, and the other two were pushing at the door a little bit, it swings open. On this, it shifts enough that all three of you kind of lean a shoulder into it. You push the thing open.
I will throw my
Got a
hands up in the
cat?
air and say, see? All you needed
Fix
is
it.
the best adventure in the world.
Krixis believes. I mean, this is just this. It can't be a coincidence any longer.
Doc
Whatever's
whispers,
happening is divine.
Doc whispers to Krixis that something along the lines of the jam analogy we were doing before. Like, yeah, we loosened the jar for him.
And yet, he keeps coming through. Something is special about that boy.
The other side of the door, you step into this domed chamber. In the ceiling, there is engraved a giant snowflake. There are two caryatids depicting a towering woman standing on either side of yet another door in the south wall. And in the middle of the room is a 5-foot-tall, claw-shaped lectern with a white-covered book resting on it. And in your head, Doc, you hear a voice say, "That's it. That's the caudicle. Grab it."
I will do that.
I
I
need
will
you
attempt
to
to do
make, a dexterity or acrobatics or athletics roll, contested by Valine, because she's going to go after it at the same time.
I'm going to yell out, wait, let me check to see if it's trapped.
All right. 17 plus 5 is 22.
She does
They're
not.
in a bad way either way.
Valine does not wait. Do you wait, Doc?
No.
Okay, so you run right to it. Doc runs right over to it. He grabs it. He beats Valine to it, and you hold it. And the second you hold it, you hear Nas's voice in your head say, "Thank you." And then it's silent. And you have the book, and Valine dove for it, and she's laying on the ground. And she kind of gets up and dusts herself off.
Hey,
There's a spell in there. That I could use.
does
I
it get
could
us home?
transcribe.
Does it get us home faster?
No, actually it would not. But it would be
Okay.
helpful where we're going.
Where are we going?
Mind if I hang on to it for a while?
If you allow me to transcribe the spell out of it, I have no qualms with you hanging on to it. When we rest, I'd like to transcribe the spell into my spellbook.
Good enough for now, for Doc.
Ythrin, Krixis, Ythrin. City with all the magical items in the Ragged Glacier. There are magical items down there that could help us change the weather, end this curse.
Good enough for Krixis.
More adventure, I like it.
So, what would you like to do? You are now holding the caudicle of white, Doc.
DM, can I roll insight? I really don't know if Krixis would question Valine.
Sure, yeah, you could roll insight if you think he would just straight up believe her.
18.
She is telling the truth about the spell. There is a spell in the book that she absolutely wants. Let's see.
I mean, Krixis would really be questioning just in his head whether she's in the best interest of this quest or if her interest lies elsewhere.
With an 18, you think there is something that she's looking for in Ythrin, probably. That's what you're assuming.
Got it. Okay. So our interests may still align.
Yeah, they align, but like where she's talking, she's giving you a reason to go to Ythrin and help in what you're attempting to do. She has other reasons she wants to go to Ythrin. There's all the magical items down there. I mean, you actually with an 18, you're getting an idea. It's kind of a status thing among the Arcane Brotherhood. That if she were able to uncover this and bring some of these items back, that would vastly improve her standing with them.
Okay. Awesome.
She seems less concerned about the curse. It's a inconvenience to her, but she knows that, hey, you guys are looking for a way to end this. It probably is in Ythrin. So I can get these adventurers to come along with me, and they'll. So.
Hey,
what would you like to do? You're holding the caudicle.
Here's a side question. How in theory, how do you get rid of madness? Like, how does that go away?
There's restoration spells that may do it. You gotta have someone magically mess with your mind, basically.
Okay.
To get rid of it.
approximately 1 year of psychiatry.
Um,
Or a
6
really
months at
good
Arkham.
conversation with Aronon's mother
I
to
mean,
resolve some deep-seated issues.
I will give you, Tom, the if I can spell indefinite. Jesus.
Indefecate.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Crying out loud.
The reverse
I
of what
will-
usually happens.
I will give you
Suck it
the
up.
player what you actually need to cure it, just so you're aware.
Okay.
A character afflicted with indefinite madness gains a new character flaw from the table, and it lasts until cured. Indefinite madness can be curing madness. A calm emotion spells can suppress effects of madness. Lesser restoration can get rid of short-term. Remove curse or dispel good and evil may be effective, possibly. Greater restoration or a more powerful spell is required for indefinite madness. So someone's gonna have to magically mess with your mind. There may be something that you find in Ythrin that could straighten you out. Who knows?
But
Or you could just be the best, the brightest, the fastest, the smartest for the rest of your days.
yeah, I
Yep.
mean
With-
that's something I'm not aware of, right? Because everybody
Yeah,
else would have to.
Aronan is not aware of how this. Aronon's not even really truly aware that he has a madness right now. He's starting to think Doc may because he's laughing at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, Krixis thinks Doc lost his frickin' mind ever
Yep.
since he grabbed that axe. That
Oh,
this
yeah.
is just another piece of it. Like,
Just another piece of it that's gone.
snapped. Yeah.
Doc's mind is in pieces. It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
So,
So you have a
Speaking
cup of
of-
white in your hand. You have a door beyond.
I would like to investigate this room a little bit more before we proceed.
Okay.
Are we
There's
in
anything
G22 or
else?
23?
You are in G22.
Okay.
I
There's
found
a door
shit.
beyond that leads into G23. Man, we ain't found shit. You got your hair pick out there. You're dragging it through the ice. Yep, you didn't find anything in this room.
I would also search the room as well.
All right.
Doc's
7.
gonna always be facing Valine, but he's gonna just kind of look at the book and maybe like just flip open the cover and see if there's any stuff. But he doesn't know a lot about magic, so he's really not. He's more doing it as a display than an actual research.
All right.
17 investigation.
17 investigation. Yeah, looking around the room, there isn't a lot here. There is there's a like fog, just this, well, the slight fog on the floor all over, but you don't find anything in that fog. There seems to be a little bit of like snow / ice shavings by the new door, the door beyond that you would go through.
I would go and investigate that then.
Just going picking it up. There's a couple of small chunks of ice. One has a very irregular look to the side of it, like it's like an ice shaving on two sides, like it snapped off. But the one surface looks very unnatural for ice, how ice would freeze, or break. Make an intelligence check.
Doc would probably stow the book while they were investigating. In
I'm
his
going to talk
backpack.
to you. I'm going to talk to you about the book for a minute.
Okay.
Jeff.
12.
Sure.
12. Looking at it, it almost looks like the one surface of it is almost like not burlap, but like what a sail would be made out of, or what the outer surface of your coat is made out of.
Like a canvas.
Yes, canvas. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. I couldn't. Brain was not working. It's early. Yeah, it's got like a canvas surface to it. It looks like, but it's ice.
I would show it to Krixis. Like,
So
does this look familiar to you? Do you know what this is?
it's
Have you
very
seen this
clearly
before?
a chunk of ice. One surface is irregular and looks like canvas. Like the surface of it looks like the texture of canvas.
All right,
I
I'm
can't
gonna-
bring any value there.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrug
sure.
and
Yeah, and I think your checks are still supposed to be at disadvantage, but a 3, I don't think you're gonna
Yeah.
do
I rolled
much
at
worse.
disadvantage. Yep.
Okay. Is it automatically doing that?
No, I
Or-
selected it.
Interesting.
Opening the book, the title, there's a poem. You open that first page and it says Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. And there's a large poem in there. And as you kind of glance at it, Valine kind of peeks over your shoulder and says, "That's it. That is the poem. That is the incantation to unlock the secrets of Oral. That will open the Ragged Glacier for us. That will allow us to travel to Ythrin." That poem. Can you flip to the back of the book? I just want to make sure that the spell is there.
there once
It'll
was
be
a
a-
maiden from Ythrin.
Do you flip to the back of the book for her? She's not touching it at all. She's got her hands behind her back. She's just looking.
Can I insight check if she seems devious about it?
I was,
You absolutely
I'm
can.
I'm still on this. Who wore nothing but a grin.
I'm gonna have to do that. It's a 5.
Yeah, there's. You're like, yeah, sure, here.
Sure. Yeah.
Flip to the back, and she's there. It is. That's the spell I need to copy at some point. It's fine. And you're looking at it, and scrawled in a elegant hand at the top of the page, it says Frost Fingers. And she actually explains to you that will allow me to cast ice from my hands, and blast people with freezing cold. And I can amplify its effects as well. And she seems kind of excited by this. But
How
put it away.
excited?
Keep it safe.
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Not that excited. Not that excited.
I'll stash it next to the orb, and while I'm packing it in there, I'll tell the orb, "See, we got the book for you." And
That's
then I'll
good. We have
shut
book.
the pack.
That's excellent. We can get as you close the pack back up. You start laughing because you close the cover on him.
Yeah. And then I'll open it again, and then close it, and then open again and close it. All right.
Should we take one more rest and let her transcribe things before we enter the last door, or are we just going right in?
I would say we go
Is
right
there-
in and make sure there's nothing on the other side of that door.
Well, it's just the interesting part. We got what we came for. Everything else is.
But adventure, Doc. We need adventure. I'm gonna go and push on the door.
How are you going to leave one room of a castle unsearched?
Oh, you have
We
two more
never went
floors too that you
upstairs.
never went. You never went upstairs either. So if you're gonna
If we
explore
go
the castle, we got a
upstairs-
picture left.
All
If we go
right.
upstairs, how are you going to, you're not going to wonder what's in this room?
It's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. And all right.
Or somebody's going to die?
It's not gonna haunt Doc. It's gonna haunt Jeff.
Yeah.
And when we're all said and done, Jeff will go back and go, "What the hell was in that room?" And he'll be peeling through the adventure.
All right. How does the door look? Same as all the other doors?
Same as all the other doors. Go ahead, give her a good shove.
I can assist, but
Yep.
I'm still rolling at disadvantage. So
No, that's a good time to assist then, because
Yeah.
it helps me.
I was not that good
All right,
this
here
time.
they go. That's a total of 16 with advantage.
Aronan shoved on it for an 8. You shoved on it 16. It didn't budge.
Need a crowbar or something.
Well, Doc, you laugh and remember
have a crowbar.
You took your axe to a couple things. You have a crowbar? You get a crowbar out? Do you have
Yep.
the crowbar?
Yeah,
or did you
I do have a
Might have
crowbar.
a crowbar in the thief.
Yeah, I was gonna say I should have. Yeah, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
Well, I'm gonna.
I think you used it somewhere. I remember
Alright,
you using your crowbar before, and I'm not sure you were able to keep it through what happened. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I think you lost it.
I mean, Krixis also has a crowbar,
Oh, okay.
and this is what Krixis is going to do. He realizes he's a little too tired for that, but he can cast spells. So he's going to cast. I'm sorry, I had it a second ago. He is going to
I don't know that
go
spell.
ahead and cast Enhance Ability
Ooh.
and Bull Strength on
Ooh.
Aronan because he believes in Aronan.
Take inspiration for
So-
casting it on Aronan. Yeah.
So Aronan has Bull Strength, so he has advantage on strength checks, and he's going to give Aronan the crowbar and say, "Have at it, young man."
All right. Let me do this in my. Okay. Yep. I got it. All right. You have advantage, Aronan.
So you have advantage and disadvantage at the same time
Does he have disadvantage still?
because he's still exhausted.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you-
So you're at an even roll. So you're still
Straight
exhausted.
roll.
So it becomes a straight roll, but you have a crowbar. So
So what that? So what would a crowbar
So
do?
I have. It's done something. I'll just tell you that it made it easier for you.
14.
you don't have to roll higher than a
14. You got you jam the crowbar in there, and you're pulling it. You're kind of pulling it, and the door's not moving.
All right. Well, he's like holding onto the crowbar and it's not going. Doc's gonna kind of like body slam him sideways in a way that would hopefully wedge the door open.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't care if he gets hurt.
You're gonna laugh.
I'm gonna just. Is that just a strength? Strength to room.
Yeah,
It's just a 12.
just the 12. So you run up and you gotta boom slide and slam Krixis or not Krixis, Aronan into the door itself. Roll a d6 for me, because we're just gonna call this 1d6 falling damage. Basically, it'll be bludgeoning as you slide into Aronan.
It's a 1.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, Aronan, as Doc comes, and he's laughing the entire time. He ran right into you. He just starts laughing, goes, "Oh, that didn't work."
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to punch Doc in the face.
Okay, go ahead, unarmed strike.
I'll present face. He doesn't even have to roll.
Okay,
Roll the
Just
damage.
roll the damage of an unarmed strike.
6.
Oh, that's right. He's a monk.
Ow. Doc is stunned probably for a second, but then you probably think it was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice shot, Aronan. That one, I felt that one.
Next time it's going to the nuts.
Oh, Krixis tells Doc, "Any way your walrus buddy can get in here and help us out? Knock this door in?"
Do I think he'd fit? Through
10.
multiple doors and ice tablets and
He'd have a hard time getting a running start. He'd be able to squeeze his way in there, but there's nowhere he would get a running start from, really.
all right. I mean, I can attack the door if you guys want.
You remember that working well for you before.
All right. I'll try
I
it.
mean, Krixis will take some hacks at it too. Then might as well. If our plan is
Sure.
to
All right.
Well, I missed.
attack in the
Well,
door.
I don't know what a door's AC is, but I rolled an 8.
You hit it. It's not hard to hit a stationary object.
Good.
I'd also take a swing.
Oh, wow. 12 on a d12 plus 3 is 15 damage on the first hit.
All right. And
Aronan
Krixis?
hits.
For 8.
7 to hit.
Do I get sneak
Yep, that
attack
hits.
since the door's engaged?
No. In order to get sneak attack, the door needs to be sentient and aware.
Seven
And
to
it's
hit.
reserve. 7
Yeah, we have-
damage,
we have
26 damage. What was your damage, Aronan?
8.
8 damage. 7, 8, 15, 26, 41. All right.
It's worth a try.
You want to try the door again?
Yeah.
It's taking some damage. There's ice kind of all over the place now.
Yeah, Aronan, just give it the boot. Just kick it.
1.
Aaron kicks at the door and he kind of slips and falls backwards.
All right.
I have more damage with the hand axe.
All right. Are you trying the door now, Doc?
I'll give her a go.
Give her a push.
And it's of course right behind the little thing. Oh, nice. 5 plus 2 is 7.
Yeah, this door does not seem to be budging.
I don't know why they put doors in D&D adventures. No.
Kind of chunking. Yeah.
I hit
Another
it for
7 damage to it.
7 damage.
It's really kind of you've taken a large chunk of the ice out of this door. It seems like it should open.
I'm gonna
Like,
give
it
Doc
really-
the crowbar.
Okay, Doc, you got the crowbar
All
because you're
right.
just wailing on this door, just trying to break through.
Come on.
What is wrong with
Doc,
you?
you got the crowbar in there and you're pulling on it. Suddenly, you guys hear from the end. You go, "Everything okay in there? You guys sound like you're beating up the building." You look back through the 3 sets of doors, and the Walrus has got his head in the one door. He's like,
All right.
"How's it going?"
I would like to, because I'm frustrated and because I think it's funny, and I just rolled a natural 1 for that last strength check. I'm going to throw the crowbar at the Walrus, and I know he's probably too far away, but I'm going to throw it at him anyway.
So, frustration, because you can't get the door open. You pulled it, it snapped out, kind of shuddered. You hit yourself in the side with it. You take it, dang it, no! Throw it, it swings around, ends up hitting him right in the lower chest as it scrolls across the ice. Boom.
Probably hurt his feelings more than anything.
I swung at the door again. I got 11
That hits.
damage.
Okay. Well, don't break too much in there. I'm supposed to be guarding this, you know. He kind of pulls his head away and walks.
Krixis is gonna just try to open the door now.
Okay, Krixis, go ahead. Make your strength athletics check to open the door.
13 at disadvantages.
Pushes right open at this point.
Mhm.
Kind of slides freely. You needed, at this point, you needed a 10 to get in. And you guys could, your last 2 rolls, Doc, you needed a 10 and you
Doc
couldn't.
was probably just laughing so hard he couldn't get a good grip or a good angle. Like, well, how can a door stop us? We're TBD.
So you open this door, and you're at this point used to all the ice chunks that are on your side of the floor because you were breaking the door. But there's ice chunks all over the floor in this next room. Some of them sticking up out of the fog as it kind of settles in.
Can I look up and see if there's like icicles or something hanging? Like,
Nope, there's no icicles. It is a very smooth ceiling. Does anyone step in?
Well, yeah, I would go. As soon as the door is open, I'd walk in.
You step in, Aronan, and a voice in your head just inquires to you, "Will you court death to receive my blessing?" It is an icy voice, a feminine voice.
Without hesitating, I would say, "I gladly accept your challenge in the name of adventure."
I need a Constitution saving throw from you, Aronan.
Oh, and that's at disadvantage too, isn't it?
no, you made it down to not that. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's just your
You're
speed is halved and
Yeah.
ability checks.
Oh.
This is a saving throw, so
I gotcha. Oh. 16, almost a nat 20. It rolled right off the 20.
So, Aronan, you hear Aronan say what he said, you guys. And, Aronan, you're standing there, and you say it, and you kind of strike your very arrogant, strong pose. And you can't move from that pose. Doc and Krixis, you watch as Aronan strikes a pose and stands there. And slowly, and I say slowly, but over the course of 3 seconds, turns to ice. I think we'll stop right there. It's a little early, but that is a great place to stop.
I like it.
Ooh.
I like it.
So Aronan just turned to ice. Great.
Actually, I'll go one further. You guys see Aronan turn to ice, and you walk in and you look at the ice on the floor, the shards of ice on the floor, and you notice that it is what seems to be the remains of 3 humanoid ice sculptures.
Like they were shattered?
Like they were shattered. Like someone was turned to ice and they're possibly shattered.
Oh boy.
Oh, time to prepare
And
my
then we
second
look
character.
back at Erna.
You got what?
I said time to prepare my second character.
No, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you got a good way to.
I mean, that's one way to get rid of 2 curses.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Well,
great.
this seems like a very serious situation, so I find it even funnier.
Oh
than
yeah,
usual.
Doc. It fades to black on Doc. It's Aronon's face frozen in ice. You see the body, camera down to the shattered body parts, and then panning up his feet. This whole ice sculpture, and as the camera's panning up, you hear Doc's laughter, and it gets to Aronon's face, and then it just fades to black as Doc is still laughing hysterically.
Ooh, I like to see that image where you can see through him as an ice sculpture, and so Doc is distorted behind, just kind of rolling and
Just laughing. Yes. Oh, that's so good. So damn good. Oh my gosh.
Don't worry, I'm the best. I'll get out of this. Nothing can hold me.
Feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, I defeat
Hey,
giants and open doors with one hand.
Aronan, if you don't
16
have
seems
inspiration, take it for playing into the madness, for sure.
I
And just
have it.
Answering that question exactly how you would have.
And
I wish I could have double inspiration. I feel like I'm going to need it.
You might not need anything anymore.
Ouch.
I mean,
Yeah, actually.
I don't
think
have. I don't think. I mean,
You can
Doc doesn't have any ideas.
you apply the condition to Aronan. Aronan, apply the condition petrified,
All right.
because that's what it is, but you're ice instead of stone.
I'm an exhausted, petrified, frozen me.
Hey, but on the bright side, while you're petrified, you might get a long rest.
You cease aging too, so you'll stay this age forever if they don't fix you. You're incapacitated, you can't move or speak, and you are unaware of your surroundings. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws.
I was doing that anyways.
You have resistance to all damage, which is nice. You're immune to poison and disease. That's it. That's where you're at right now. So, find a way to unpetrify you.
Awesome.
Your Tanuki suit, Mario.
Oh, all right. Thanks everybody for popping in. It was this was some good storytelling today. Quite the adventure. Click on that. All right. So we are going to be doing show titles. So if you're in the chat, click on the link. Go to showbot.tv. Timeamnorm.showbot.tv. We'll be doing titles after the closing. So go ahead and click on that and vote on some titles now while you're here. Otherwise, thank you for popping in. We are Two Nerds One Quest. We are here every Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And I'm glad that everybody turned their clocks to where they should be. You can follow us. Actually, go to bit.ly/OurFunDiscord to find all of our links. That's Twitter, Patreon, all that fun stuff. Patreon.com/2nerds1quest if you want to support us. Support us by telling others and giving us reviews and ratings wherever you get your podcast from for the podcast listeners. If you have a podcast app and don't get the podcast, go ahead and get it and give us a review. Join us, twitch.tv/TomMNorm. That is where we do the show. So, for Mr. Lazy Dragon, for Krixis in Florida, and for the DMJC, we'll catch you next time.
Just don't throw it at Aronan. He can't catch anything right now.